myself who loves plants appreciates the love fern, and I found it absolutely hilarious. I found it so funny when she suggested that the love fern represented their relationship. I know you don't, but I do. I thought it was so funny because he literally ultimately lets it die.
It's funny because inevitably that thing's gonna die. Which is funny that.
And then he says that when it dies, it's sleeping. Yeah, it's sleeping.
You know what? It just occurred to me the timeline for that fern. Like, what happened? Because she gives it to him on, like, day 4, and by day 7, it's already died.
Yeah, she bought it dead.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And I love rewatching movies over and over again.
And I love romantic comedies.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Now, this one comes with a backstory. Since we started this podcast, there have been many people saying you have to do How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Far and away the most requested movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I would like to provide you a little peek behind the podcast curtain. Because we've actually done this movie already.
This was one of the first we did.
Yeah, originally when the podcast was just an idea, straight up, I had somebody else in mind to be the co-host.
Rude.
And I told Sarah, I'm like, hey, do you want to just record a few things? Just so I can get an idea of how it's supposed to feel. And then
I had no idea, FYI.
And then I'll move on from there. So we did To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You. Well, I was gonna dump you, and then I decided not to. We did To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You, which was, I think we can admit, not that great.
No, it wasn't at all.
That episode will never see the light of day. But once again, it was just a tester episode. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do something a little bit more well-known. Let's do How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And that episode, unfortunately, had an audio issue, but it was the first one where I thought, hey, maybe Sarah and I can actually do this, and I don't need to go on to that other person I actually wanted to do the podcast.
But now you actually want to do it with me.
Well, and then we did my best friend's wedding, and that was the first official episode number 1, as you know it, because it was the first one where it's like, yeah, you know what, this is a good episode. But that's why, so people, since we started, have been like, why won't you guys do How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? And in our heads, we're like, we already did it, you just never heard it. So now we're doing it for realsies.
As the 10th episode.
As the 10th episode. And if you want some input on the movies we do, follow us on Instagram at Romcom Rewind. As well, please follow us on Spotify so you're updated on new episodes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts. And now, this week's movie is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Finally. Directed by Donald Petrie. He's also responsible for Miss Congeniality.
That is a great, great movie.
Right, it's also on the list. This is the story of Andy Anderson, played by Kate Hudson. She works at Composure magazine, which is basically like Cosmopolitan, more or less.
Yeah.
She is the resident how-to girl, like how to get out of a speeding ticket or how to have better orgasms. I don't know, stuff like that. Her coworker, Michelle, played by Catherine Hahn, she gets dumped, and their boss says something along the lines of, who will use Michelle's horrible relationships as a story? And it ends up, hey, how about Andy Anderson does all the shitty things that Michelle does to scare guys away? Because that's the thing. Michelle's really good at scaring guys away. And she's like, yeah, we'll call the story How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah, so she's going to be the person who drives him away by being clingy, touchy, feely, calling him in the middle of the night and telling him what she had to eat that day.
That's right. Enter our guy Benjamin Barry, played by Matthew McConaughey. He works for an advertising agency, and they're trying to get into a diamond contract, which his two coworkers, Spears and Green, they kind of have in the bag. They got this cornered.
And they're both named Judy, right?
Judy, yeah. We just call them Green and Spears. But Ben convinces his boss, he's like, yo, I know ladies. It's more or less how he says it. And they end up making a bet. Make a woman fall in love with you, and then you get the gig. However, Green and Spears, they were just at Composure magazine, and they happen to know the topic of Andy Anderson's next article, and she happens to be at this party during the discussion.
How convenient.
A level of serendipity only found in romantic comedies. So they tell Ben, how about that girl over there? Make her fall in love with you, knowing full well she is looking for a guy who she can make unfall in love with her. And therein lies the conflict of our story. So what are your thoughts?
So when I think of a good rom-com, this movie comes to mind.
The first one.
Yeah, I'd say one of the first ones. It's a classic rom-com and it is a great movie. I think How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is the rom-com that I've seen the most.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. I would put My Best Friend's Wedding on my list, but I know
Oh.
what you mean. It is kind of like there's just nothing wrong about this movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the greatest rom-com of all time, but like I really can't fault it. Like it's a really good watch, and it's a really good rewatch too, I've found. Like I was
It is.
enjoying all the jokes, even though, as you have discovered, we literally watched it like 11 weeks ago. But no, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, and I think Kate and Matt together have really good chemistry.
At the height of both of their powers too. I feel like Matthew
Absolutely.
McConaughey was in this realm of he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And Kate's she's just classic, I find. She's so good. Shall we dive into some of the thoughts?
Yeah, sure.
So let's set the scene. We see Benjamin Barry. He's rolling through New York City on his motorcycle. Looks like a total badass.
He does.
He sees the Judys, Green and Spears. They say something kind of shitty to him or whatever. They're snide. He lets it roll off. He walks into work. What does he do? First thing he gets into his office.
He changes his shirt.
He takes off his shirt. Why?
I don't hate it.
Yeah, you don't hate it, but it's like, what kind of a douchebag, with all the blinds open, walks into his office, his two male friends walk in as well, and he unbuttons, he takes off his shirt and puts on a dress shirt. It's not even like you jogged to work. You were on a fucking motorcycle. You didn't do anything athletic this morning.
Well, he
What's
doesn't
the
want
point?
he doesn't want to wear his nice clothes on the motorcycle. So, I mean, let's be honest. The women in that office know the exact location of where they should be when he gets to work. Because clearly he's done this before. This was not the first time that he's changed his shirt in the office.
Yeah, no, they were all lined up. They were ready to go.
And I'm sure in his mind, going to the blinds and turning them down or moving them so that nobody could see in was just a lot of work when it would take him not that long to change his shirt.
He probably knows that people are looking. He's just being a jerk about it.
He probably does.
He's like, hey, ladies.
I mean, I don't hate it.
If you were in that office, would you? I imagine they all have like
Well, I'd be like, oh, it's 8 a.m. I need to go and get a coffee refill.
Benjamin. They probably hear the motorcycle outside on the street and they're like, oh my God, here he comes.
Or maybe the ding of the elevator. Oh, he's here.
I wonder if they had Evites back then. I imagine them all Eviting each other to the
Oh my God, the coffee
meeting
room.
in the coffee room where Benjamin Barry's going to take his
Water
shirt off.
cooler talk.
right. I imagine there's a joke that Matt Damon does about how he was on set with Matthew McConaughey, and he would go up to the director and be like, I think I was looking at today's script, and I think it's a good opportunity for me to take my shirt off. Like, literally, in the first 30 seconds of Matthew McConaughey being in this movie, he took his shirt off.
Yeah, like I've said, I don't hate it at all.
I mean, back to this movie, I can't fault it, because they know their strengths. They're like, wow, we got
Totally.
Matthew McConaughey. He should probably take his shirt off at least once, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I also real quick want to give a shout out to the guy at Sports Illustrated who is sending Andy Anderson NBA Finals tickets. Do you remember? So that's how she got the first set of tickets.
Okay.
She's at work. We're kind of learning who Andy Anderson is.
Yeah.
She's at her desk and she gets like an envelope, whatever. And they're like, oh my God, who's that from? And she's like, oh, this Sports Illustrated guy I've been flirting with.
It's trying to get in my pants.
Yeah. NBA Finals tickets. Are you kidding? Okay, I've
That's
got a
big.
question.
Okay.
Have you ever flirted with a guy to get something?
Well, the last time I tried to go to McDonald's,
What do you mean the last time? Like this happened recently. Are you kidding now?
I may have flirted with the driver to bring us to McDonald's on the way home from the bar.
Oh my God, that's amazing. What, like
to go through the drive-through.
the cabbie?
Yes, you were there.
That's so funny. Whoa, you were flirting with that guy? You know what's funny? I have no recollection of any of this.
He didn't take us.
Oh, you were flirting with him to get McDonald's.
Yeah, but he didn't take us there, so we just went home.
Oh, that sucks. I probably would have loved McDonald's.
You 100%
Dude, with me
would've.
in the car, though? That's a lot.
You knew I was doing it.
Oh. Wow, drunk Devin is very complicit in a lot of weird stuff. Wow. What are your thoughts?
She does an amazing job at doing a lot of things to try and push him away. So I'm going to go through like just a few instances of what she does throughout the movie. The family album, where she has photoshopped their future family together
Oh my God, that's a lot.
Drops by the office with a new addition, Crawl, the Warrior King, or otherwise known as their dog together.
But that was also the name he accidentally gave his own penis.
Oh yes, that will be discussed at a later point.
Okay, yeah.
The dog then pees all over the pool table.
Yes, the poker table and the pool
and
table.
the pool table,
Two
and then
separate occasions.
brings a matching Burberry dress shirt for him to wear so they can be a happy little plaid family. At what point would you run?
Okay,
Let's rate all of the insane, crazy things she does.
Can we do that?
Movie.
Can we rank the worst ones? Because there's like, she fakes being a vegetarian after he makes this amazing rib meal, which that would be tough, but like that's not the worst thing. That's kind of like a little sprinkle of.
And then they go to a vegetarian restaurant where he can't watch the b-ball game.
That's right.
Meanwhile, she's in the back room with the chefs watching the game, and he's sitting there miserable at the table.
But she also makes every woman in the restaurant think that he thinks she's too fat.
Oh yes, that's
She's like,
right.
He thinks I'm too fat, and then she runs off. And
Oh my
he's
God.
getting glared at.
That's also shitty.
Yeah, that's crappy. I mean, when I would pull the chute is probably the Princess Sophia conversation when she calls his penis Princess Sophia.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Please.
First off, she gets into the apartment and beautifies it. When I mean beautifies it, I mean like when you go to your grandma's house and you go into the bathroom and they have the furry toilet
The
seat
cover. Oh my God,
and
I
the
hate
thing
those.
below it,
Yeah.
and then like everything to match it. Puts all of the feminine products into his medicine mirror.
That was a great scene where like
my
the
God.
realization, and he's like, now, and the way Matthew McConaughey says no, it's really funny.
And I love it.
Now.
Changes all of the CDs to... I love how she's like, we have this girl and this girl and this girl and this girl. And then starts to playing You're So Vain.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
So let's rank them. I would say.
Oh, but we have to talk about Princess Sophia.
Yeah. Okay, what do you got on Princess Sophia?
Okay,
it's
well,
horrible. That would be where I pull the shoe.
She names his dick Princess Sophia. And then he
not
says,
good.
no, we need to name it Crawl, the Warrior King.
Oh, he says something manly like Kroll the Warrior
Oh,
King, and then
my
he says two
God.
others.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, what was the first one?
And then proceeds to get them a dog named Crawl.
Named Kroll, which is strange to name your dog after your penis.
So, has a girl ever named your dick? Or actually, better yet, have you named your dick? Is that weird?
Not my dick, but my balls. Yeah, I named my balls. Not even kidding.
Stop. What did you name your balls?
This is strange.
This is
wow.
really strange.
This is really going on a deep dive here.
This is. Let's go.
So,
Oh my God, I've never heard this before.
I don't know. Maybe when I was a teenager and you're like starting to find yourself. I remember I was taking a bath one day and I noticed I was like leaned way back and I noticed how, fun fact, ladies, your balls, they are buoyant. They will float if they're near the surface.
Oh
like
my
obviously they're attached down there,
God.
but if you're near the surface, they will kind of
Be buoyant. Buoyant?
yeah. So I'm like, they're kind of like buoys. I can't name my balls Buoy. So Huey is similar to Buoy.
No.
So it's Huey and Dewey. Are my
Oh God, I was gonna say, is it
'Cause they
Huey
rhyme
and
with-
Louie? Oh
No,
my
no,
God.
Hu-
Still
Huey
though,
and Dewey.
Huey and Dewey,
which I
is
think
still
are also
bizarre.
members of the DuckTales. Huey,
I
Dewey.
can't believe that this is a thing.
That's a real thing that happened. Yeah.
If there's any guys listening, have you also named your balls?
Or have you noticed that they're buoyant? How about that? Take a bath. Have some fun next time.
Oh,
Shut the bathroom
my
door.
God, this is like
You'll discover some
I am
things.
in shock right now. I am in utter shock right now. I think Crawl is better.
Kroll.
Yeah.
Oh, Kroll's definitely better. Yo, Kroll is a sick name.
Huey and Dewey.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
a lot.
I'm never gonna forget that.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bringing some quality content to the podcast here today. So, I would have number one, most egregious thing she did. The dog, Krull, peeing on the pool table and the poker table.
Yes, and can I just say, going further into that, how much damage like the money it would cost to refabric both the table for the pool and the poker table.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, especially for the pool table.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a sacred male zone.
As it was happening, I think the first few times I watched the movie, I was like, oh, haha, like that sucks. But then this last time I was like, whoa, that's probably like a lot of money.
I mean, the whole Princess Sophia thing, that is, that's where I would pull the chute, because I would think there's no way I can continue a relationship.
Well,
here.
it's no Huey and Dewey.
Not going to be able to live that down.
No.
But the peeing on the pool table, I would lose my mind if anybody did that to the imaginary pool table that I don't own. So that would, I would say, be number one.
Okay. The matching Burberry dress shirt for the Happy Little Plaid family.
I mean, that's weird. I don't hate it.
Oh.
I don't hate it the most.
Okay.
There are worse things she did.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Whoa.
Maybe Frankie
Settle
and I will
down.
come and visit you at work.
No, I just wouldn't wear it. So yeah.
We'll see.
The next would be the fern, the relationship fern, like moving the plant into the house. That's like a 9 out of 10.
Why?
But so you are a plant person.
Yes.
You have
Plants are great for oxygen in the
like,
household.
trace
Brings
amounts.
spirits
Give me a break.
up.
That's not even a thing.
I think it's great.
We have approximating about 100 plants in this
We
house.
don't have 100 plants.
And I am so like, even just moving the plant in and telling me to take care of it, no. Absolutely
It is a
not.
representation of their relationship.
The relationship dies. If you gave me a plant and said this
That
is
is
a representation of our relationship, it's going to die. I'm sorry.
wouldn't do
Just because
that.
that's a stupid analogy. Yeah, you would never do that. Yeah.
So that would do it for you. You'd pull the chute for that.
Yeah, that's like number 3 on my list, and then bringing all the pink stuff into the bathroom.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, getting you punched at the movies. I'm going to put up.
I forgot about that.
No, you know what? The worst. Nah, I would say missing the last moments of the basketball game. In a finals game?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would even agree with you on that.
man, that might be higher.
Wow. Okay. I feel
That's
like
really
it's, what's your 1, 2, and 3? Let's do 1, 2, and 3.
Well, number 1, of course, is going to be the peeing on the tables.
Okay.
From the dog. Number 2, plant. Number 3, let's move up the missing the last moments of the basketball game.
Okay.
Then the pink stuff in the bathroom. Then getting punched in the movies.
And then Princess Sophia.
Yeah. Wow. I weirdly
Wow.
accept that.
You do. That went full
Okay.
circle. Now that we've done that, when she says she has tickets for tonight,
Yeah, tickets for tonight, I think is how she
Really?
frames it.
she means tickets to a Celine Dion concert. I know a lot of people like her, but if you were expecting to go to a basketball Final 7 game or one of them, talk about a lunch bag letdown.
Can I, you know what? This is going to be the one moment where I side with her over Benjamin Barry. Just cuz, and here's my thinking.
What?
They met, day number 2, they go to a basketball game, right?
Yeah, that's true. He's been to one.
Then they eat out. They watch the basketball game. I'm pretty sure that was another home game. If you're a true basketball fan, you know games 3 and 4 are going to be on the road, so she can't possibly have tickets to tonight's basketball game. I'm pretty sure that was an away game.
Yeah, but
So he's
you
just not paying attention.
No, but you see them when they come out of the concert. The next game is out at the same time.
Oh, really? I thought that would have been an away game.
Yeah, it's
though.
probably just like a consistency error.
Not paying attention to sports.
Well,
And
it's
the schedule?
It's a rom-com.
Right. Yeah.
They're not focused on the sports there.
I really thought about this. I'm like, there's no possible way if there are 10 days and then they go to another, that's game 5.
You're hilarious.
But yeah, you know what? As far as concerts that would upset me, Celine Dion isn't the worst though. Am I weirdly going to admit something here? I don't think, I wouldn't be that upset if I got tricked into going to a Celine Dion concert. It is kind of like a bucket list thing. Like, oh wow, I saw Celine Dion live.
It is not on my bucket list to see Celine Dion. So
Really? Is it? It's on mine and not yours, apparently.
I think it might be.
Jesus.
Yes. You can bring Huey and Dewey.
They go with me everywhere. So
That they do.
They would be coming.
So, I think there's a point in the movie right before they go see the therapist, the couple's therapist,
Right.
where Andy cannot literally believe that he has not had enough.
Oh, yeah. She
Like-
even says you haven't had enough.
Yeah, like she is just flabbergasted. Like she cannot even fathom the fact that he still wants to go on. I guess that's a part where it's like, okay, no guy would stick around that long, going through that much stuff. Like even she was like, oh my God, what is it? I think in a real situation, would the girl not be like, okay, like what
Something's
is
going on
yeah,
here.
like
Yeah.
is there something more happening? Or
I would
like
agree. Like he's working hard for this. His two friends give him a pep talk afterwards, like
Yeah.
Green and Spears are going to take this contract. Like, what do you think the commission is for an advertising rep on a diamond contract? I mean, advertising, you're not really getting commission. He's not selling something. He's getting the contract to make their marketing campaigns.
yeah, because if you listen to Lana, who is Andy's boss, she talks about the advertising or something like that the magazine gets through this contract from Spears and Green,
Yeah.
and that it pays for the entire year or something like that. So it's huge.
So it might be like 200,000 or 300,000 then.
probably.
So I mean, we talked about all the horrible things that Andy Anderson does.
Yeah.
For $300,000, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna be a Benjamin Barry, and I'm gonna run down that fire escape, and I'm gonna be like, "Let's do couples therapy. It's 10 days.
yeah.
We can get through this."
Yeah.
You know?
Hashtag worth it.
Also, I want to shout out how supportive the female office situation is after Michelle reveals that she's been dumped. Her boss is like, "Oh my lord, everyone, look at how great Michelle looks. Doesn't
Yeah,
she look wonderful?"
She got a free cashmere sweater that Andy grabs off of a rack.
That's right. But even the boss being like, "Oh, Michelle."
And free samples.
Like
I'd
a
like to
guy
work there.
boss does not react like that.
No,
if
that's
you're like,
true.
"Yeah, I got dumped," a guy boss would be like, "All right. So
Moving on."
You didn't do your report then." Because Michelle's like, "I didn't really do my work because I got dumped." And they're all like, "Oh, sweetheart."
Oh my gosh, poor you.
Guy bosses, absolutely not like that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Also, in that conversation, and this is funny because in the awkward moment, you didn't really understand why the title of the awkward moment was
Oh
that
my
awkward
God,
moment.
yes. I didn't get it.
They say the title of the movie in the first 12 minutes, and it is very clearly defined.
Oh.
Why she has to lose the guy in 10 days is
Mm-hmm.
because 5 days is too short and they print in 11.
Yes, I liked that. I liked that they explained that right off the bat. And it
Very
makes so
literal.
much, but it makes so much sense.
Right, it does.
And I was like, okay, this is why it's called Having This Guy in 10 Days. Sounds good. So I love when Andy goes to visit Ben's family.
Oh, nice scene. Yeah, that was
yeah,
heartwarming.
those were a good few scenes. And so Ben and his family have a favorite card game. Bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you and your family have a favorite game? Favorite
Yeah.
card game?
We do Pass the Ace. We do Bang.
Oh, yep.
And we do Screw Your Neighbor. Oh, Euchre.
I was gonna say,
100% it's Euchre.
That is my family's fave game. Is Euchre.
It's Euchre, but like the thing with Euchre is that you need to be good at playing. You can't just go to a family dinner and be like, "All right, you guys want to play at Euchre?" Because one, it's a 4-person game,
right.
and two, it's hard to teach somebody.
Oh my God, it is so hard to teach somebody how to play
And if
euchre.
I'm partnered with the person who, I just don't want to be partnered with that person
Yeah.
because they're gonna.
You're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Although they could have beginner's luck. Boom, you win.
With Euchre, I don't think that ever exists.
That's true.
It's a
Oh,
cutthroat
I wonder.
game.
I wonder if it does.
If you've ever had beginner's luck on Euchre, please let us know because I don't believe you.
But yeah, I would say that that's our family fave card game. is-
Your
is
family?
euchre.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Benjamin Barry
Yeah.
said a total of 16 words to
The whole
pick up
movie?
Andy Anderson. No,
Oh.
not just the whole movie, no. He says, so he walks up to her because he's got to
Imagine.
make her fall in love with him, right? He says, "Hi." She says, "Hi." He says, "Hi" again. She says, "Andy Anderson." He says, "Benjamin Barry." Then she says, "Cute." He says, "Thank you." And she says, "I'm talking about your name." And he says, "Thank you" 2 times. Then he says, she says, "Single." He says, "Currently." She says, "Me too." He says, "Surprising." "Been arrested?" ? "Leaving?" ? That is the entirety of how Matthew McConaughey picked this lady up. Would
I
that
like
work
it.
for you
Yes.
with Matthew McConaughey?
It would, 100%. But that conversation, the way it was done, is based on one featured in the movie Moonraker
Moonraker? Is that not a James Bond movie?
in 1979. Well, that's the conversation that it's kind of based off of. And that's kind of the flow of everything that went down for that.
Another question then, though.
Mm-hmm.
How presumptuous is that first date? Because she met this guy 20 seconds ago. He says a total of 16 words, like we said.
Yep.
Get downstairs. Turns out you're riding a motorcycle with this guy because he doesn't have a car. We're
In a
not calling a
dress.
cab. In a dress, right. But even just getting on a motorcycle with a man you met 20 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Really? Is this a fucking... If it's Matthew McConaughey, I would say yes, bullshit.
Well, he'd have to be really good looking. Like, I mean, I wouldn't get on with a dud.
And then you go to a lobster restaurant, which learn a lot about somebody.
Which is funny that Matthew didn't, or Ben's character didn't pick up on, because she eats meat. She eats lobster.
Oh, whoa! Plot hole!
Yep.
Yo, good effing call, Sarah. Wow.
So the speech scene at the gala, or should I say the musical snack, as Andy puts it in the movie, when they're hate singing to each other at the end.
No, you're so vain.
Oh my God. So first off, Kate Hudson can actually sing. Like, she actually has a great voice. But I guess tying it back to karaoke, singing in front of a crowd. What's your karaoke song?
I mean, it's got to be... Is this like a classic millennial answer? It's got to be a Disney song.
Oh my God. Mine is not a Disney song.
But like just a song that I know for sure. I know 100% of the
Aladdin?
words. It's so I mean, first I would do some hip hop, but then I'm like, maybe don't want to do that in karaoke because like it sometimes it's very fast. You know, if I'm doing some Kendrick Lamar, I might fuck up at some point. So yeah, it's gonna be Aladdin. It's gonna be I Could Show You the World, shining, shimmering, splendid.
I'd probably pick some Little Mermaid.
Oh, yo! So you would do Disney as well?
Well, I mean, if we're doing the Disney route, then yes, I would do Disney.
Just generic karaoke song. What do you think?
A good old sing along song would be.
Oh, I could do Journey as well.
Oh, Journey, yeah. Brown Eyed Girl.
Brown Eyed Girl's
classic.
a goodie. Yeah.
Yep. So moving on to quick facts.
Yes, let's do some quick facts.
So when the movie came out in 2003, 17 years ago, FYI, Kate Hudson was 24.
I would have put her like late 20s. Like her character, I mean.
Oh, probably. Her character was, playing somebody who was late 20s. And Matthew McConaughey was 33.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, because I would say that's
I thought he
age
played
for the
somebody a
character.
little older.
Really?
Yeah, and I think Kate Hudson probably was playing like an almost 30-year-old.
Yeah, see that I would say late 20s. Because he's established in his role, but he's still digging for the diamond contract.
Yeah, and he's going for a diamond contract worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
100%, yeah.
You don't do that when you're 20.
You don't do that at 20, but you probably already have those accounts by the time you're 40.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So somewhere in between there. Katherine Heigl makes a guest appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty young. So there's a sequence in the movie where you see a bunch of magazine covers, and she is on the cover of one of them.
That's right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something they made?
Yeah.
For the movie? I'm assuming maybe that was did they do
cameo.
a photo shoot or did they already have the picture and they just slapped her in there?
No, I think it's a cameo.
Right. Okay, so she would have done a photo shoot
Yeah.
explicitly for the purpose of
Mm-hmm.
we're going to put you on a fake Composure magazine.
That is my guess.
Okay.
Do you know what type of motorcycle Ben was driving in the opening scene?
Is this a trick question?
No.
It's not a Triumph, is it?
It is a Triumph.
Oh, because I love Triumph motorcycles and I thought you might have put that
I know,
in there.
so do I.
So when he rolls up, I kind of looked and it looked like there was a PH at the end. So I thought in my head, I'm like, oh, that might be a Triumph.
It's a Triumph Bonneville.
Yo, those are really nice motorcycles.
Yeah.
That's on my
Well,
list.
it looks super nice.
Like, I don't... When I get a motorcycle, I don't want like a hog. I don't want
Yeah.
like a crotch rocket. I want like a classic looking motorcycle.
An old vintage vibe.
Oh yeah, classic vibes, 100%.
Yeah.
Throw some aviators on.
It definitely, like, I think boosts the rider like a little bit more in the hot scale.
Because most guys like hogs or crotch rockets. Like those classic looking bikes are a little bit
I like the classic looking
less
bike.
popular. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
I do too.
So there's a Dazed and Confused reunion in the movie.
Yes.
So, which I'm sure, you picked up
Noticed
on.
right away.
So-
all right.
Yeah, so Adam Goldberg, one of Ben's friends in the movie, was in Dazed and Confused with him in 1993. We should watch that movie.
Although Matthew McConaughey has one of the creepiest lines in any movie ever in that.
Is it the all right?
No,
I'm just kidding.
it's
I don't think
the-
it's that creepy.
Do you remember this? He
No.
says, thing I like about high school girls, I get older, they stay the same
Oh my god,
age.
yes, so creepy.
Put it in the pile of jokes you could never make anymore. Like, that's
Yeah.
a horrible joke.
It is. That's really creepy.
Especially as a mustache. Ooh, Matthew. Wow.
Gross. Gross. So do you know who was originally cast as Andy?
Oh, Andy Anderson. Okay, let's think about this. It wouldn't be Cameron Diaz.
No.
Okay, because she kind of has the same profile. 2003. I'm going to throw out a spicy Eva Mendes.
No.
Okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Ah, I should have known that.
Which, honestly, I'm glad they cast Kate Hudson instead of Gwyneth Paltrow. The poker scene where Andy freaks out and throws the snacks in the air. Actually, that entire scene, she actually improvised. It was not in the script. Only the director knew that this was happening. She actually did this another time. She improvised quite a bit throughout this movie.
Wait. What was improvised? Like the scene?
Where
her
she
being in the
throws
scene?
the
Oh,
snacks
her
in the
throwing
air.
I think it was like a sort of vegetable sticks
Her
or something.
going up and saying blow to Matthew McConaughey into the
God.
Kleenex. So she did this another time. Do you remember the scene where she goes to visit Ben at his office and introduces him to Kroll, their new dog, and the new shirt and whatever?
Yeah.
Then she plants like a massive kiss on him. That was a surprise to him. His face during that scene, true shock, because he had no idea it was coming.
When she tells him to put out the cigar,
When she starts
I was
coughing
so
behind
upset.
him, I was dying. I was like,
and then
this
she
is-
tells the friend, that means you too.
Yeah, I
put out
know.
the cigar. Get out. God.
Oh, I love it. So the building they shot at, which was Condé Nast, is actually the home to GQ, Vogue, Allure, and Glamour in real life.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mhm.
It's a good set location then.
So in 2008, Matthew and Kate also played love interests in the movie Fool's Gold.
Far less fun, but it's still it's
a cute movie. It's like a treasure hunt. I like it.
I remember watching it just because it was those two.
Yeah.
Not as good as this one, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I think, did they just want to work with each other again?
Probably.
Because they did have great chemistry in this movie, and
Yeah.
it sounds like there was a lot of improv happening, which I find anytime there's a movie where people are off the cuff, the actors, when you like hear interviews after the fact, they tend to enjoy it a lot more, probably
Yeah.
because they have a little bit more creative control.
Yeah, absolutely. So the movie was actually based on a book, and that book is called How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, The Universal Do's and Don'ts of Dating. I'm happy they just named the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days because I think that was long enough.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Like I said earlier, you'd never think that Kate Hudson could sing from She's So Vain, but she actually can. And she does this on her Instagram, if you ever want to see
She
any of
sings
it.
on Instagram.
Yeah, she's got some serious pipes. Yes. So another cool fact, there was an estimated $14.2 million worth of jewels lent to the film.
Those were real jewels.
They were.
What was the necklace? Was that a legit thing?
It was. So Andy wears a Harry Winston diamond wreath necklace with an 84 karat yellow diamond pendant called. It actually is called the Isadora, valued
It
at
has a name. Oh.
Yes. Well, they say it in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's valued at approximately 5.2 mil.
Wow.
Hmm.
I would be so nervous shooting, like filming a movie with that around my neck.
I would be too. So here's some sports stuff for you.
Oh, hit me.
Okay, so the basketball game features the New York Knicks and the Sacramento Kings, both of which have yet to play the NBA Finals in the 21st century.
Yeah, I believe that. The Knicks have had a bad team for a long time. Like comically bad.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's New York. It's like New York's heritage team because they also have a team in Brooklyn. But like everybody in New York likes the Knicks, but they're just really bad.
Well, why don't they should invest in some good players?
They have.
Oh.
It's kind of like how like the Toronto Maple Leafs are one of the most popular hockey teams and they haven't won Stanley Cup in like, is it 80 years? It's an absurd amount of time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
So they are redoing, or they're doing a new version of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, but in a like in a little show.
Oh, a series?
Yeah, thank you. They're doing a
Oh.
series.
I don't know
So
if I'd like that.
I know it's being written by Guy Bronum,
Okay.
writer of Awkward and The Mindy Project.
Oh, the Mindy Project's good.
I love The Mindy Project, and Awkward was really good too. It's coming out on Quibi,
Oh, really?
a streaming service app. One more streaming service to add to our already overflowing subscriptions of streaming services.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
I think it never comes out.
Oh, that's a good prediction.
Quibi, I mean, when this is...
Quibi, yep.
Quibi, yeah.
No, I
Whatever.
think Quibi,
I
yeah.
don't really... Yeah, like when this is coming out, it's July 14th. Quibi is doing horrible right now.
Oh.
They apparently have like 5.6 million downloads of the app.
Okay.
90% of people did not renew after their free trial period.
Oh.
So 5.6
wow.
million people got it for the free trial period, 10% of them actually paid for it after the fact.
Oh, that's awful.
Which is not a lot of people.
That's terrible.
And it's kind of, I've heard that they're sort of circling the drain, so I'm going to make a prediction. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, the TV show, never comes out. Or maybe it comes out, just not on Quibi. Quibi. Whatever.
I think it would be better on something like, if they're going to do it, like Netflix or... Because isn't Quibi like really, really quick little...
It's like 7-minute, 15-minute episodes.
No, I want a good 40-minute episode of stuff.
Well, yeah. That's the thing about Quibi is that it's designed for like if you're on a lunch break or you're commuting, you're taking the bus, you can just watch an episode.
No,
but it's like it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
To hook me.
I want to be invested in the characters.
Like if I want to watch something funny for 7 minutes, I'm gonna just go on TikTok. I'm gonna watch 5 videos and there it is.
Yeah, I'll watch a YouTube video. Cool.
100%.
Yeah. Best scene.
My best scene is that I found you, Sarah, in this movie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you were a background character. So some backstory on Sarah is that
this should be good.
Movie theater moments can be somewhat precarious if there are other things happening with the other humans in the movie theater with Sarah.
What?
Which is to say, like, if there's a baby crying, Sarah is like a homing beacon. She's like, he is row J, seat 22, and that kid has to get the f*** out of here. If anybody enters your realm in a movie theater in terms of noise, not having it. The guy at the movie theater is gorging himself on butter-drenched popcorn. I'm not saying that you do that. I'm just saying that was him in the movie.
Okay.
And Andy Anderson starts talking very loudly. She's like asking Ben questions, and she's just being a little bit disruptive. And this guy in the background is like, I can't hear. Move your head. I can't hear. And then she gets Ben into a fight with the massive dude who just wants to watch, what was it, Sleepless in Seattle?
Yeah, I think so. So
that is Sarah.
I would just like to say that I see myself as a sensitive moviegoer who does not want to be annoyed when watching said movie.
I mean, that happens when you put like 200 people in a theater together.
Yeah, but when there's somebody kicking the back of my seat constantly, I will turn around and ask, could you please stop kicking my chair? Or if somebody in front of me has their phone too high in terms of their like screen brightness. You shouldn't have your phone on you at all. If so, leave the theater or turn it down.
All of those things about like, don't be a Tommy Texter.
Don't be a Susie seat kicker.
Oh, you do know them.
Yes, don't be a Susie seat kicker. Don't be a Tommy Texter.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two that I remember.
Sarah wrote all of those.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You definitely did.
But I appreciate them.
What's your best scene?
So my best scene is the love fern scene.
Oh my God.
So we've kind of already covered it, so it'll be quick. But where she brings all of her items in to change the apartment around, make it more girly, brings the quilt in, and the new duvet and the little stuffed animals, and I thought it was hilarious. And I think like in some weird way, every girl wants a guy to eventually give her, a drawer or a place to put her toothbrush or whatever. But she just like obviously amps it up and makes it really, really fast. Like they've gone on one date and she's already putting her toothbrush in the little thing.
For a guy, that's annoying after 6 months. The fact that she does it on day 4.
Yeah, takes it to level extreme.
Yeah.
And myself, who loves plants, appreciates the love fern. And I found it absolutely hilarious. I found it so funny when she suggested that the love fern represented their relationship. I know you don't, but I do. I thought it was so funny because he literally ultimately lets it die.
Oh, it's funny because inevitably that thing's gonna die. Which is funny that.
And then he says that when it dies, it's sleeping. Yeah, it's sleeping.
You know what? It just occurred to me the timeline for that fern. Like, what happened? Because she gives it to him on, like, day 4, and by day 7, it's already died.
Yeah, she bought it dead. Like, she would have had to have bought it dead.
She fed it something weird so that it dies.
Totally.
Oh, that's funny.
Honorable mentions?
Yeah, honorable mentions. Mine is Miss DeLauer.
Oh, okay.
Played by Lillian Montevecchi. I think I actually nailed that. She is spewing the most aggressive, sexually frustrated old lady energy, and I love it. Because she's the wife of this diamond. I don't want to call him Kingpin, but he's one of the main diamond overlords. I don't know what to call a diamond company owner.
Connoisseur.
No, sure.
Owner,
whatever.
Business owner. Yeah.
And she 100%, I think she would have went down on Matthew McConaughey right then and there during like this movie, but also like I don't think that was acting. I think Liliane Montevecchi is actually super down for Matthew McConaughey's D. There was no writing there. They just said, okay, how about you talk to Matthew McConaughey for a bit? And they just had cameras up watching the interaction.
My honorable mention is Michelle Rubin, played by Kathryn Hahn.
Oh, so good.
So she plays one of Andy's coworkers and friends. She's also obviously the reason Andy's doing this whole article on how to lose a guy in 10 days. She's the blubbery mess, again, who's clueless in relationships and always does the wrong thing when trying to date a guy.
Yeah.
So, again, while Andy is dating Ben, Andy suggests that the only way to save their relationship is to go to couples counseling or couples therapy.
Right.
They turn up. She is the therapist. She pretends to be this therapist, and it is so funny. She wrangles $300 out of Ben,
which is
in cash.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was so funny. And then later on, he finds out that who she actually is, and he goes, "You owe me $300."
That was one of my favorite. That was another good recognition moment from Matthew McConaughey when he's like, "Oh, so you're a therapist, are you?" And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then he's running off, and that's when he yells, "You owe me $300."
What should have been?
My what should have been is that Mr. Lauer should end up with any Jack Nicholson character anywhere. Except for the one where he's the murderer, like,
oh yeah,
here's Johnny.
Oh,
aside from that one, any like 60 plus Jack Nicholson character, I feel like he's got the same kind of suave sexual energy that Mr. Lauer has.
I don't think I've seen enough Jack Nicholson movies to appreciate that. I'll be honest. Definitely post 60. Like, I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like,
what do you got?
So I think I like mine better.
Okay, what's your what should have been?
But I don't know if you'll agree. Okay, so Michelle Rubin.
Oh yes.
Should end up with Jason Segel's character Peter Bretter from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh.
He is sensitive, loving, and I think with her not being able to navigate relationships well because she's just a bit too much, I think they would work because he's a little bit too much.
He's too much. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I think that would work really, really well.
I think that would be a classic case of like everybody thinks you're moving too fast until you meet that other person who's also moving a little bit too fast, and then it's like we found love.
Yeah,
I get it. Okay, I can get behind that. Although him and Mila Kunis ending up together,
well, yeah,
loved it.
Different movie.
Loved it.
I like them together. Thirst Factor.
Let's do Thirst Factor.
What you got?
Well, why don't you start off with Benjamin Barry, because I'm going to have some complaints about it.
What?
What's your number for Benjamin Barry? 9. Are you kidding me?
9.
Okay.
It's like a Matthew McConaughey / Benjamin Barry, 9.
I'm going to go on record and say I genuinely, on a fundamental level, I don't get what people see in Matthew McConaughey.
Why?
I think he's fun and quirky, and I think he's a pretty good actor.
You know what? There is a scene in this movie, though, where I'm like, oh, you are very, very hot. It is when they are when they're visiting his family.
In the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He just looks so beautiful.
I agree. It's because you can see his jawline really well.
Oh my God.
I'm
like, I was watching it.
That was the only time I agreed.
I was watching it and I was like, oh, hold on.
How did we both think of the same
But
thing?
you knew. Everyone, go and watch. If you're not gonna watch the movie, at least watch that scene.
If you're just gonna do one scene, it's
watch
the bathroom
that scene. He sparkles.
He sparkles like Edward Cullen.
Okay, he's hotter, but I'm glad you knew.
Yeah, I just aside from that scene, I just don't generally I don't think Matthew McConaughey is that good looking.
Okay, so what do you?
He's charming and he's kind of like southern,
What do you give him?
Guys, I'm gonna cook up some crawfish here and take my shirt off.
That's the movie Mud
Maybe
that he stars in.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Does he? Oh my God, he is Mud.
Yeah.
I'd give him like a 7.5.
What?
Up from a 7 because he took off his shirt in this movie and he is indeed pretty ripped.
A 9. The bathroom scene, man. That's a
and
good
he also
scene.
gets like a 0.2 for the motorcycle, so 7.7.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah. What about Andy Anderson?
Also 9. I love Kate Hudson.
Yeah, Kate Hudson. I'm gonna challenge the thirst factor on this though.
Okay.
Because I don't think she's like, oh my God, I got to tear her clothes off kind of
Right.
beautiful. But she is like,
Classic.
I could fall in love with her and spend the rest of my life with her kind of beautiful.
Well, and
you
it's
know?
nice because she's not like, her makeup isn't overdone in this movie.
Right.
She's really natural looking.
She's very like Girl Next
you know,
Story.
yeah, because her hair, even there's some scenes in the movie where it's not like straight. It's just kind of frizzy and curly, and it's just natural. It is nice.
8.2 I'm going to give her.
Well,
Because she's not like,
I guess I'm nicer.
I think about Ava Mendes in Hitch. Like, she's just drop dead gorgeous. Andy Anderson's very pretty.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with her. She's just not like that level.
Right.
Rewatchability.
I said a 9.5.
Oh, 100%.
I love this movie.
I
This
would
is
say
one of my faves.
I'd give it. I mean, like I said, it's funny that we watched it 2.5 months ago,
But it's still so good.
but it's still so good. Yeah. And like, I genuinely didn't really want to rewatch this,
yeah.
but then once I got, because we just watched it, but
I
then
know,
once I
it was
got
hard.
into it, I'm like, it's got me hooked. I'm back in. You know, it's got an amazing. I'm gonna give it a. Is this our first ever perfect score?
Whoa. Yes, it is.
10 out of 10 rewatchability. Watch it tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo.
So this has been the Rom-Com Rewind podcast of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Rom-Com Rewind. If you have a thought and you're like, why haven't they done this movie yet? I want them to do it so bad. We're fielding suggestions. Please let us know. Send us a DM. We love to hear that. As well, follow us on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening.